Today, a known respected sexologist, I have some tough questions for her. I have a very tough question now for her.
Satisfying. How to keep your marriage very satisfying? First point is communicate. Communication is key in every relationship, most important in your marriage, and very vital on your marriage bed. You can't be having sex and not be talking. Pastor K said some time ago, he said audio is better. You need to communicate your needs, your desires, your fantasies. How do you want it? Your spouse is not the Holy Spirit. He cannot think or know what you want. You need to be able to communicate effectively what you want, how you want it, where you want it, and how you can be better. The next point will be share your desires and fantasies. In keeping your marriage bed satisfying, you need to have open and honest conversations with your spouse. Share your desires. Every human being has what he or she thinks or would like his sexual bed to be like. But you need to be able to communicate it. Share it with your spouse. Let your spouse know what ticks you. Let your spouse know what turns you on. Let your spouse know what turns you off. Let your spouse know your innermost sexual secrets. Make a plan. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Make a plan. Like we say, life happens. Yes, a lot of people like spontaneous sex, but by the time the children start coming, life generally happens. You go to work, you come back, and if you're in Nigeria, Lagos, the traffic is humbling. So you can imagine leaving the house early in the morning and coming back late at night, and somebody who just wants to have, even if it's a quickie, you are not in the right frame of mind for that. But if you make a plan, if you schedule it, you prepare your mind, you prepare your body, you prepare your environment for it. Probably take a date night, go on a date, hold hands, send each other nice messages, sensual text messages. You know your spouse, you should know your spouse better. You would know what ticks or turns your spouse on. Make your plans, set the mood in advance, send signals throughout the day. You don't just wake up in the morning and then you are all acting up all through the day and expect to have a beautiful sexual experience. No, set the mood, make plans, send signals to your spouse. Right? I'm not saying that you should just wake up in the morning and send a message, hello, we're having sex this night. That's not what I said. That is in no way romantic, right? Send messages like things you plan to do to your spouse that night or that day. I can't wait to have you at home, right? I can't wait to do this and that and that. Set the mood prior to when you actually have sex. Initiate sex often. For me, like I always say, when you initiate sex, you take charge of what happens, right? A lot of men complain that their wives don't initiate sex. Some women also complain that their husbands don't initiate sex. Yes, it's on both sides. It's not only women that don't initiate. There's some men that just, it's my right. Anytime she wants, she will come and collect. Initiate sex often. It's actually romantic to actually initiate sex. On the side of the woman, if you're somebody that you're not really excited or you feel like your drive is not that high or cannot match up with that of your spouse, try initiating sex. When you initiate sex, you've set your mind, you've set your body in motion for what is going to happen. Number 5, take good care of your health. It's very important. Your oral health, your sexual health, your general body. And I'm not referring to only women, because when we start talking about take care of your health, you hear men that say, I'm the lion of the tribe of my family. I'm very effective. I'm very strong. I'm very healthy. No. Sir, as much as you are healthy to yourself, do routine health checks. Check yourself, check your prostrates, check yourself to make sure that you are healthy enough to satisfy your spouse. As a woman, make sure you're hygienically okay. Clean yourself. Take care of your vulva. Take care of your armpits. Yes, it's a turn off. Take care of your armpits. Your husband may not be able to tell you, and that's the truth. Take care of your armpits. Take care of your breasts. Some women just have their butts and just leave. There are little nodes, there are little corners to the breast that if it's not clean, it will start smelling. When we talk about hygiene, a lot of men and women think, it's just the penis, it's just the vagina that needs to be taken care of. No. Places as simple as your mouth, as common as your mouth, brush regularly, use a mouthwash, visit your dentist, take care of your health. Learn what your partner likes. You need to learn what your partner likes. If your partner is always telling you, okay, and you just shove it aside, that's a no-no. One day, that partner of yours will be tired of telling you, and the marriage bed starts getting boring. Learn what your partner likes. If your partner likes to have sex on the table, how about you try getting more tables in the house? It doesn't always have to start and end with lingerie. If your partner likes spontaneous sex in the sense that she wants to have sex in the kitchen, meet her there. We're not saying that you have to have sex in the kitchen every day or every time you're having sex, you have it in the kitchen. No, but if she likes it, is your wife. Okay, the next thing would be avoid comparison. Pornography has killed a lot of marriages. We are talking pornography. Sex toys have killed a lot of marriages. Yes, they will come for me, but I'm going to say it. It's more irritating, or I think it's an insult to compare your partner to an inanimate object, to plastic, to rubber, to silicone. Don't compare your spouse to anything. When you watch pornography, unconsciously you've set a yardstick, you've set a line to what can be done or what should be done. And when your spouse can't meet up to that, you start having issues on your marriage bed. So avoid comparisons. And to even get to avoiding the comparisons, don't even get yourself to a point where you have to see something else or use something else or use someone else. That's where it's having comparisons from. Avoid comparing your spouse to your brother's wife. You might have not slept with her, but probably your brother has sat you down and given you the gist, or the guys have sat down and talked about all they did and all their escapades, and then you have an image in your head and you go home and expect your wife to be to you what your other friends have experienced. It is wrong. It damages your home. Avoid comparison. The truth of the matter is, nobody truly tells you what happens on their marriage bed. Everybody has a fantasy, whatever they think. Some of them are not even enjoying it, and then they come out and tell you their fantasies, and then they put you under pressure. You then go home and expect your wife or your husband to be to you what somebody else has fantasized about. Please avoid comparison. Be satisfied with what your spouse and who your spouse is to you. I would like to end this by saying, seek help where necessary. You want to spice up your marriage bed? You want to improve your marriage bed? You want to know the do's and don'ts of sex in marriage? Wholesome Sexuality is here for you. That's why we are here. We're here to teach you. We're here to guide you. We're here to help you make the corrections along the line for you to have a blissful sexual experience in marriage. If what you're going through is strictly medical, you might need to see your gynecologist. You might need to see a medical practitioner, right? But when you come to us at Wholesome Sexuality, we would help you determine and ascertain what professional help you need. I'm sure this video was exciting and informative, and I'm sure you had some light bulb moments from this video. What are you waiting for? Like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and share. Share, share, share. Let's spread the good news of sex the God way. Love making. Now, these two words, have sex, make love, have been used interchangeably, but they don't necessarily mean the same thing. Based on the acts, they don't mean the same thing. What is sex? Sex is an intercourse between a man and a woman. Sex occurs when a penis penetrates a vagina. That is sex, right? Sex is intercourse between the penis and the vagina. Love making is all I have listed above, but with emotions. Love making involves your emotions. Love making involves your mind. Love making involves your feelings. Love making involves you. All encompassing you. So a lot of people say, let's have sex. And what they're actually doing is making love. Some others say, let's make love. But what they're actually doing is having sex. So mindless love making is called sex. Okay, get a piece of paper and biro and write it down. Mindless love making is called sex. Now let's bring it home. Some people, with all the definitions I've given above, some people can come up and say, so sex is fast, love making is slow. The reason they say that is because sex has no emotions attached to it, or shouldn't have emotions attached to it. But love making is sensual. It involves commitment. It involves vulnerability. It involves openness. It involves communication. It involves your spirit, your soul, your body, your mind, everything that makes you you. That is love making. It's selfless. Hope you're taking down. I've started giving you now the differences between sex and love making. Love making involves openness. It involves vulnerability. It involves involvement. It involves mind. Your mind needs to be there. It involves your emotions. It involves communication. So I would like to title this video, The Arts of Love Making. Sex is a skill. Have you ever observed an artist making a drawing? Have you ever observed an artist in his or her elements? When you go into an artist's studio, do you see the way they hold their paint brushes? Do you see the way they take pains, the way they take their time, the way they put their all into making one stroke. Have you ever observed an artist? Have you ever observed a music director? Now he has his ears, he's listening for the soprano, he's listening for tenor, he's listening for alto, he's listening for mistakes, he's listening for perfection. He's listening, and he's not just hearing, he's listening. Love making is an art. It takes all of you to actually make love. I would like to give you a few tips on how to master the art of love making. Number one, vulnerability. It's big English. It just means you need to be vulnerable. It means you need to let your guard down. It means you need to open up yourself for your spouse to actually come in. The difference, one key difference between sex and love making is the fact that one, actually, the goal of sex is pleasure, but the goal of love making is intimacy. The goal of love making is to bond with your spouse. The goal of love making is not about me, it's about her. It's not about me, it's about him. The goal of love making is to ensure that this thing you're feeling, this thing that is engulfing you, this thing that is swallowing you can accommodate your spouse. That is love making. I said again, it is an art. Number two, openness. The Bible says, and they were naked and unashamed. Openness. You need to be open to your spouse. Let go of the hurts. Let go of the pain. Let go of the non-satisfaction. Let go of everything. Every time you step into the arena to make love, tell yourself, today is going to be different. I'm willing, I'm open to give and to receive what has been laid before me. Openness. The third tip is connect deeply with your emotions. I mean, everything we're talking about is basically emotions. Connect deeply with your emotions. If you are hurting, talk about it. If you are happy, talk about it. If you were excited, talk about it. I mean, if you're disappointed, talk about it. You need to connect with what you're feeling at every point in time. Therein lies the art of lovemaking. If you cannot connect with your emotions, you cannot make love. You would only be having sex. And trust me, there's a limit to what sex can do for you. But when you step up, when you leave the realm of sex and come into the realm of making love, you'll be like, this is what I've been missing. When you make love, every fiber of your being, every hair on your body, every nerve ending, every electrolyte, every hormone, they're all working together. See what the Bible says? All things are working together for my good. Yes, that's what happens when you make love. Everything in your body is in sync to bring you that pleasure, to bring you that fulfillment, to bring you that intimacy your body desires from your spouse. So yes, connect with your emotions. The next point will be appreciation and acknowledgement. So you are in the arena. I really don't know why I'm using this arena because it sounds like a boxing ring or a wrestling ring, right? But well, that's what just keeps coming to my head. You are in the arena because if I say bedroom, some people will say, oh, you can only make love in the bedroom. No. When you are in the arena of love making and your spouse is standing right in front of you in his or her full glory, the way God created, perfectly crafted this person, you begin to appreciate. You begin to appreciate everything about this person. As you appreciate, you touch. When you go to the market and you want to buy fabric, yes, this is just the first explanation that comes to head. You want to buy fabric, and then you go to the market to buy fabric, and then you see lace. You're like, this is so dry lace. You really can't appreciate it until you feel it. You really can't appreciate it until you touch it. With a sense of touch, you can tell that, this was perfectly crafted for me. So when you get into the arena of lovemaking, you appreciate and you acknowledge. So when you look into his eyes, oh wow, these eyes are beautiful. Now you have appreciated it. The next level is to acknowledge it. As you appreciate, you touch, you acknowledge, you speak forth what you are seeing. His beautifully carved body. As you are touching, you are appreciating, you are acknowledging, you begin to let go of things that want to hinder you from enjoying lovemaking. Can you see now that it's different from having sex? Sex is just, you come in, how far? I did. Are you okay? I'm fine. What's happening? Let's do a quick one, right? And then you start tearing your clothes. No, that's sex. It doesn't really hit it. There's a name of God that actually can help me explain this. It's called Jehovah Roy, the God that sees me. See, that kind of seeing is not the peripheral seeing. It's the one that sees me inside, that knows what I'm feeling, that touches me, that that thing you felt just now. That's it. The other point to be forgiveness. You cannot make love with unforgiveness. Unforgiveness is a thief of the beauty of lovemaking. Unforgiveness is a thief. But you can have sex with grudge. You're angry. Your spouse has offended you, but you are so horny you can't say no. And then you go ahead and do it. That is sex. But lovemaking, you love this person so much. He or she connects with every fiber of your being. You are hurt. You cannot stand sharing any part of you with this person, right? That's it. You need to forgive. To actually make love, you need to forgive. You need to forgive this person. With forgiveness comes communication. If you have been following and subscribed to this channel, you will see that everything we talk about here is communication. Everything we try to communicate to you is communication. You need to have that conversation. Baby, this thing you did to me, I didn't like it. It didn't go well with me. I would have preferred if you did this thing, or I would have preferred if you had not even said anything at all. I didn't like the way your sister spoke to me and you stood there and you didn't defend me. You're bearing it all out. That's also openness. You're bearing it all out, right? And when you are done and you let go of the hurt, when you meet with your spouse, you would actually be making love. I'm sure at the end of this video, some of you at the office would have closed up from work and start rushing home to your spouse. But when you get there, don't just have sex, make love. The beauty, the only way you could actually repay me and wholesome sexuality as a whole is to actually put to work everything that we spend our time and resources communicating to you. Be vulnerable with your spouse. Be open with your spouse. Have honest conversations. Let go of the hurts. Forgive your spouse. Appreciate and acknowledge your spouse. And then send me a DM and say, Miss Vera, it works. Because trust me, it works. Till I come your way again, my name is Vera CHIKEZIE, and I'm your favorite Christian sexologist for wholesome sexuality. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Bye.